Well, it's a good day to go to Beverly Hills. Hello, Kristen.
Hello, Laura.
We are the
Happy
ladies
Sunday.
in the living room. Happy Sunday. We're doing this on a Sunday, on the Lord's Day, right? It's a happy day, and I wanted to show that my friends took me out for my birthday last night, and I got a Andy Cohen religious candle. For those YouTubers, can you see it? There he is, as Kristen says, our Jesus, on the candle, dressed in his vestments. And this is my now new favorite. Kristen got one too, so I'm not the only one that holds the candle. But could this be any better? I think these guys were actually, these people were actually on Watch What Happens Live. Like, I think I saw it on there.
Celeb candles.
Yeah, it's called Celeb Candles, and there's Andy, our Jesus.
Oh, it's amazing.
Our leader.
Yes.
Our fearless leader. So I'm going to put it back up here so for our YouTubers, you can see it over my shoulder. It's like the angel on my shoulder. Right.
That Andy's watching over us.
Yes, Andy's watching over us at all times.
I'm going to just keep looking at him while we talk.
Yeah, you're going to get to look at it.
I
jealous.
love it.
It's the back of my head. And I also want to mention that we were at dinner last night for my birthday, and Kristen was there, obviously. And we were in this cozy, darkened, sort of awesome restaurant. It was very kind of low-key, even though it was loud because it was jam-packed and it's small.
Yeah.
And since it was my birthday, Kristen wrote it in the reservation, but we didn't say, like, oh, come out with an additional, how do you do after dinner? And oh, my God, it was hysterical. We were sitting there just talking, and then it sounded like there was a bomb dropped or a car was driving through the restaurant. It was like, bam! Like, I just got so scared. My heart went straight into my throat.
What is that?
And then into my feet. They were jamming. Girls just want to have fun.
Yeah.
It was like, bow, 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 bow. But the way it started was so crazy in this kind of quietish restaurant.
Yeah.
And then they came out with a sparkler and bubble guns, and it really didn't make sense for that restaurant.
No, it didn't, because there was no music, right?
Right,
Or it was
like
just
no
that
music. It was just
chatter.
talking and chatter.
Yeah.
And it's very dark. And then they come out. It was like we were in like a Rosa Mexicana, or just like we were like on spring break. All of a sudden it turned in from this fabulous, low-key restaurant to this crazy
Out of
girls
nowhere.
just want to have fun out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. And I mean, did they blast
and they
it?
blared it.
It was like we were in a club, I feel like.
Douche, douche. I've never even heard that part of the song.
I know.
It was like, I mean, it was crazy.
It was crazy, but wonderful, right?
It was great.
Great way to celebrate Laura's birthday.
Oh yeah, we got a nice little birthday celebration. So
we had fun
on the Lord's Day here. We have our Saint Andy behind us. And now it's time to get into Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills.
Mr. Mrs. Beverly Hills.
We're getting towards the end. By the way, before we start, I did post on Instagram about the seating chart. Now, I found it interesting because I knew Dorit was going to have first seat and Kyle, of course.
Right.
But Bo's second seat. Usually a newbie is at the end.
Bo's is
in front of Garcelle and Erika.
Bo's is that much. Bo's is that good.
Bo's is that good, man.
Bo's is that.
Go Bo's. I'm so happy. Her
Bo's
and Sutton are second.
Oh my God.
So then
Sutton.
Erika and Garcelle are third. I mean, that kind of says something. So she made a splash this season, Bo's.
Sutton needs to be scolded like a little girl in the South. Like, she needs to be her little Southern girl thing. Like, she needs somebody, her mama, Reba, needs to sit her down and give her a little lashing after this week, because whoa.
Yeah, wow.
Whoa.
Sutton.
All right, we'll get there. So let's start off. Jennifer Tilly.
Yes.
Bringing the fabulous.
Yes, of course.
Bringing the fabulous this episode.
Yeah.
I love caftans and caviar, and I just ordered the most expensive on the menu, and I figured it'll be good, right? She just orders the most expensive whatever there is.
And I didn't realize the orange caviar is the least expensive one.
Yes,
right. The black caviar, I don't know caviar to save my life. But.
Generally it's the darker.
Okay.
And
so those are the
orange
cheap fish
roe.
eggs.
Yeah, but I hate that. If I forget to tell them to leave it off, or if I know that they're going to put it on my sushi, I'm always like, oh,
no, don't please.
I don't like them.
Yeah,
they taste like salt sticks. Oh,
yeah, and the eggs kind of like pop in your mouth.
I don't like them squirting in my mouth.
They squirt in your mouth.
Like,
it's kind of weird. Yeah, it is an acquired taste. So.
I'm not for that.
Yeah,
but
it's like
caviar some, and I've had some pretty good stuff, and it's just like ick. And when I think about it too long, that it's fish eggs, that's where I start to.
I would love to know the origins of caviar. Who discovered it and decided this is going to be a delicacy?
It was some old bird.
It was probably like a poor man's dish at one time, but it became a delicacy. I don't know.
You're right. It probably was. Maybe we'll look into that.
We should.
So I loved her black and green dress with her green purse.
Oh, she looked fabulous. Yeah.
Oh my God. And she was at Dolce & Gabbana fashion show in Sardinia.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yes.
I mean, that they were just showing.
Oh, I loved it. Yeah.
And
this woman oozes money. It's just so on Beverly Hills, you want to see this lifestyle.
This is what we want to see.
This is what Beverly Hills is about.
That's why we want the RHOBH episode to be the lost episode again.
Yeah.
So Sutton, of course, wants to find a billionaire to spoil her. About that. So,
well, she deserves to be spoiled, right? Because she just doesn't have enough to spoil herself.
Her $350,000 a month just does not cut it.
I don't think so.
It just does not.
She needs to be taken care of and spoiled by a man.
She needs to be spoiled by a billionaire, so she could squirrel that all away.
There you go.
Okay. Sutton. I am not a Sutton fan.
No, I'm not.
And
she has no sympathy from me.
Oh, after this was bad. This was bad,
no,
Sutton. This
really
was not
bad.
good, Sutton. This was bad, Sutton.
No.
So
totally
I guess Sutton starts to tell Tilly what happened at Dorit's 4th of July party, right?
Yeah.
Was it the two of them talking? Excuse me.
Yeah.
So yeah, she tells her what happens at the 4th of July party.
She's still reeling from that.
Yeah.
You know, I obviously she's very, very upset about that, how that all went down. And I still think that she shouldn't have left. Like, I don't even think it was good that she stormed out. She should have stayed. But
her hostess didn't want her there. She clearly says it in this episode.
Okay, I think that it was her that didn't want to be there.
No.
More than the hostess not wanting her there.
She's a problem, and after what she said is just, we'll get to it.
Okay.
Now we're with Kyle's life coach therapist.
Yes. I love how these people come to them. Mm-hmm. Isn't that nice when you have money where the life coach, the fertility specialist, everyone's coming to their house?
May I say that they're
it's
probably
very nice.
not making as much money as an actual psychiatrist, so they probably don't have offices, so they're making house calls for these gals.
Okay, you think that's what it is?
No, I think, well, they're going to have them to their house.
Okay.
But first, yes.
Uh-huh.
But secondly, it's easier for them not to have an office. They don't have to pay for it.
Okay, there you go.
But I'm just thinking,
I'm a traveling therapist.
But he's also a life coach. So.
Yeah,
but
right.
There's a lot of money in the coaching industry.
Yeah.
So everyone's asking Kyle if they're getting divorced, and she's feeling impatient, she says, because she just wants to get on with her life, or she wants to know where her life is.
Yeah.
More so the anxiety. I understand that.
I know.
I have anxiety like that. You want to know, like, where you're going.
I know. I think with Kyle, the more I realized it with her, because we were so frustrated with her even last year about not wanting to talk about it, but she just doesn't seem to know herself. So why is she going to say it to the world?
Right.
Before she even knows. And she kind of said that in this session.
Confusing.
So it kind of gave us a little more insight with Kyle.
Confusing. I get it. And it's hard to walk it back.
She doesn't want to say it out loud. Yeah,
I agree.
So.
And then she's like, he's living his best life. And he's like, but you can too.
Yeah.
And then she's like, well, what if he wants to come back?
Yeah. And I guess that's lingering, obviously, in the back of her mind.
Right. And then she was like, well, Kyle was so proud that, she was married for so long.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
Almost 30 years.
She has a good role model.
Yeah.
And then Mo said he was afraid. This was interesting. Mo said he was afraid of being on his own, but he can now. But he didn't say, I'm not afraid to be without you. Mm-hmm. He just said he's afraid of being alone on his own. and he didn't fight for her, and you know, he didn't want to fight, or he didn't know how to fight,
Right.
and you know, she feels kind of like she's got to move on.
I think the both of them love their family unit.
Of course.
Right?
Yeah.
And they don't want to break that family unit.
Right,
so
of
he
course
was
not.
afraid and she's afraid. So they're on the same page, I think, with that.
Yeah,
but I
it's
guess maybe that's what
tough.
he meant. Like, I don't know how to be on my own because this family unit is what I know and what I love. So,
But they're still not divorced, I don't think.
yeah, no. And I don't think it all has to do with the money 100%. Money is part of it. But I really think it's like we're going to really break up this family unit if we get divorced. Things are really going to change.
It's just different, you know?
It is. It's going to be very different. The whole dynamic is going to be off.
Exactly.
Isn't Kyle's house up now for sale?
Is it? Oh, I don't
think-
know.
I thought I saw something.
I
about
did not
that.
see anything, but that doesn't mean there's
That's a
so
big
much out there.
deal.
It doesn't mean that you know, but we'll have to look into it and see if it's actually real, because that'll be interesting. 'Cause that probably
Yeah.
means that like things are moving forward. with
Yeah,
divorce.
I think that she
Doesn't
wants
need that big
it to-
house.
No, she doesn't. Most of her kids are out.
Talk about feeling lonely.
Yeah, exactly. That's a very big house.
It's a beautiful home.
and
but
it's beautiful.
you just wander from room to room like there's nobody here.
yeah, right.
There's nobody over there.
I know.
Time for a smaller, cozier space.
Exactly.
Oh well, Teddy Joe is there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if she's there.
I know. Well, you know what happened with Teddy,
Of course.
right?
And she
that's
just did a update on it.
yeah.
And it seems that she's getting a ton of support from Edwin too, which is
Yeah.
great. So we are all our
Praying
all our
for
best
Teddy.
wishes to Teddy.
for sure.
Come on, Teddy.
She
you
had a
got
couple
this.
of brain tumors. In
Yeah,
her
more
brain.
than 4.
Yeah.
More than 4.
And they showed the X-ray of it. They were big.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I saw. They were
Oof.
pretty big ones. So you
Oof.
know, hopefully she's on radiation now. I think she's going to
All
start
right.
it.
Well, get
So-
after it. Come on, we're praying for you.
We are.
Teddy. All
So
right.
we-
So Bo's fertility journey's happening.
Yeah, I mean, you know, so she's moving on with her fertility journey. She's got some eggs that
She's got egg houses.
egg houses.
I've never heard them referred to as an egg house.
I didn't either.
But you know what? Maybe it's very fitting in this episode because we have the caviar eggs, and we also have
And Bo's eggs.
Bo's egg houses.
This is
So
all about
it's all
eggs.
fitting together. Isn't that
Good
lovely?
comparison. Yeah.
You know what's funny? I just wondering. She said she loves Keely and she's willing to risk it all because it's all these complications. Plus, she had all the complications. We talked about that the last time.
Yeah,
But
right.
have they said "I love you" yet?
No, I think that they haven't. It's that part is a little strange.
It's a little strange.
I
and
think
Bo
she
thinks it's
loves him,
strange.
but she wants him to say it first.
Of course, but is Keely just in it for the eggs?
He
He might be because Bo's is fan-fucking-tastic.
Oh yeah.
If I was a man and I saw this woman and I haven't had kids, and I would be like,
Yeah.
sign me up for those eggs.
Yeah, right.
Damn. Sign me up.
There's
Maybe-
some pretty
But
fabulous.
why is he so
genius
hell-bent?
eggs.
I'm like wondering if that's really his agenda.
I don't know, but I think her agenda, and I understand this, and I know some people I think are questioning, like, this just seems strange, this whole fertility thing. She doesn't have a lot of time. So if she's going to move forward with this man who, even though she hasn't said it out
Right,
loud,
and
she
she's
loves,
saying, like,
she's like, hey,
hello.
I'm 47 years old. I don't have any time, so I gotta gun it.
Yeah. She's got to gun it.
She's
He's
got to
just
gun
kinda
it.
like,
And he's just
uh-huh.
along for the ride right
He's like,
now. You know?
Well, that's what men can be, along for the ride.
Yeah.
Because do they have to bear any of this burden?
No.
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 Not at all. I don't know why I'm in my Julia Child mode. This
Oh, the
morning.
Julia Child.
That's what I'm
of
in.
it
I'm in an
all.
English
We love
Julia Child mode. All right.
But I do understand why she's on this fertility journey. I get it.
I do too.
She's her biological clock is
Well,
coming to the end.
It's ticked
Yes.
and ticked.
Did the fertility
ticked.
specialist said after 45, 2%?
chance.
That's really
That's
small.
even after 40. I think.
Yeah. Oh my God. So, you know, we lucked out, Laura, because
Yeah.
we were like 40 plus. When I had my
40,
second, I was
40.
40 or 41.
I was 41. I was
Yeah.
actually turning 42 when I had my son. But
Yeah.
I got pregnant, no problem. But
See,
I realize what a miracle that is.
Yeah, isn't it amazing how much your
know?
fertility drops after 40? And look,
Really? Even after like 35, it goes so.
it goes way
down.
down. It does.
That's why it's called a geriatric pregnancy.
Yeah, I love
after
that.
35.
Yeah, I love that.
Thanks for that.
Makes us feel
Thanks
good.
for that. All right. So
Back to
now,
Caviar Caspia.
We see everyone getting ready for Caviar Caspia. And
Okay.
Sutton throws, of course, her first amount of shade out there
Yeah.
and says, oh, well, if you're someone like Dorit, You'll get the cheapest caviar, the red one that you find on sushi.
What we were talking about
Don't
before.
be a fucking bitch, Sutton.
Yeah.
And guess what? You blew it this episode.
Yeah.
So right away now, she's talking about money.
Yeah.
And, of course, Dorit's going to get the cheap kind because she's not as rich as me, as we find comes up. So this was so chock full.
Oh, it really was.
This exchange between
I was
them.
so put off by this, and I think a lot of viewers were. I don't think Sutton, it lands well with her to try to do this. I have more money than you route.
Horrible.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't land at all. It's
No,
hideous. And even the other Beverly Hills hoes were like, "Oh my God, this is awful."
Yeah,
because it just makes you look cheap and so
pretentious,
tasteless to be throwing out. Well, let's get to it before we start giving our things. But that was her first piece of shade.
What it surprised me was that I know Sutton always flaunts her money, but she doesn't say it. She's never said it all these years that she's been on the show.
She's been saying it without saying it, which is why we can't.
She's been saying it without saying it, but now she's saying it out loud.
Right,
it's kind of
which
like,
is why we can't stand
what a
her.
low blow.
Yeah, but it's also just shows how money can't buy you class.
Tell him, Luann.
Come on, Countess. Elegance is learned, my friend Sutton. Elegance is learned. Okay, so Dorit and Bo's talk on the way over to Caviar about Sutton and her reaction at her house. And she said she's met the sweet Sutton and she's met the evil twin sister of Sutton. And today's a good day to hold her accountable.
Yes.
So, bomb.
Something's really going down.
Another one of my favorite moments in this episode was they showed Tilly going in and she almost face planted on the way in.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. If she would have gone down, that would have been so classic. And I'm glad she didn't because at 60 something, it's not always easy to get up.
Oh, and she looks fabulous for 60 something. I got to give it to her. Yeah. She has a young energy.
Yeah, she does. She's very vibrant, silly, giggly, which I love.
She does.
The roses were gorgeous on the table. They were pink and red. They were beautiful. That table looked gorgeous. Jeff, of course, was taking care of the whole thing. Her assistant. Of course.
Right.
What else would go on? Erika looked freaking gorgeous.
Oh, she looked perfect in a caftan.
Did she not look beautiful?
I loved
gorgeous red.
Yes,
she's really bringing it and looks. I think
her looks are really bringing it.
I think
they always do,
but she's so much lighter.
Yeah,
I think in her being.
Oh yeah,
that she's just
glowing. She's come through the darkness, and she's in her element so much.
Erika was so classic. One of my favorite moments ever from Erika comes in this episode. Yeah, and I'll tell you, it was freaking genius.
Okay,
we'll get there.
Yeah.
Erika loves everything Tilly's.
She
couture.
loves Jennifer.
She loves couture. She loves all of her money and all of her coutureness.
Yes. And I love that Faye Resnick shows up.
Oh, well, they need Kyle must needed backup, but probably didn't want to pick her up. So Faye just came with Kathy. Kathy had the lemons on. She's all throwback to her trip.
Yeah, I know. I love that.
To her limoncello party.
Yes.
To the limoncello. She's all lemons. So she might need to. Okay, so Kyle has her assistant with her, which I thought she must really need backup today.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know, but
Kyle was probably like, I don't know what's coming. Although she left things with Dorit on a really good note at Dorit's barbecue.
Yeah, she did.
Who knows? So I think Kyle's coming out of her issues, and now we're seeing the part of Kyle I think we like.
Yeah, like
she seems a little bit more like
stressed.
She's out of her head. Kyle was in her head in the beginning of this season. She's more out of her head now, so that's good.
Sutton says she's not being nice today. She's in the not nice club.
Okay.
Okay, Sutton, we get it. You're there. You're going in with your little hydrangeas all clocked up, ready to go.
Yeah.
She doesn't know.
Evil Sutton.
She doesn't know why Dorit keeps coming after her, but she thinks that there are people in our group, Dorit, who have the lifestyle that Dorit aspires to have.
Yeah, I don't like
So
this.
that means you. So that's the first.
No.
So now she's just resting on her pocketbook.
Yeah, now this is what her guns are coming from.
So she's already said the comment about the cheap sushi, about the red row. Now she's talking about, oh, I think Dorit wants to be me and have all my money. So, okay.
You know what
that's
she's
where
giving?
she's going.
She's giving like Camille Grammer energy.
Yeah.
Because Camille went
Totally.
for Dorit
100.
years ago about this.
100%.
But she's like even worse than Camille.
Worse. Oh, this is way worse than the Camille ever could have been, because Camille's really just a chihuahua.
I know, yeah. Like,
And she's not so bad. But, of course, Tilly's jewelry was a topic of convo. Bulgari that she got in Venice. So
I love
it's just
it.
fabulous. You know, it's funny. I have two guys who got married. They're really good friends with they got married. They've been married like 25 years, but they were really good friends with Jennifer Tilly.
Right.
And I remember they were like, because they got married. I think they got married in Greece or something like that. And she was there. And I remember them saying, we told Jennifer just to bring the bling. And she brought the bling.
Oh, wow.
She even married them, actually.
Oh,
I'm not sure. But
were they the ones that helped you get the job
they
at
were
her
ones that
house?
helped my friend.
Oh,
get
right.
the job.
The friend. And
Right.
you were helping her friend.
I was helping my friend.
Your friend.
Right. So
who's
it was,
friends with them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I still can't believe you were actually in her house for months, right?
Well, my friend was there like a long, long time. Like maybe she'd come home for a few days and then she would, because I think she was she was just filming movies. She probably was during the Chucky time.
Probably.
All right.
Okay,
So,
so-
Garcelle, immediately, of course, Dorit shows up wearing. She didn't get the Caftan memo. She didn't read.
I'm gonna give her pass on this.
I am.
She's got a lot of shit on her mind.
And
I mean, she's got a
or
lot on her
maybe
mind. She
just
really
saw
might have
it,
missed
and
it.
maybe she just saw it. And sometimes you're just like, you know what? I don't have energy for that. And she doesn't really like caftans anyway.
She doesn't like them.
And Garcelle says, does Chanel not make caftans? Everyone's wearing one except for Miss Thing.
Yeah,
meaning
right.
Dorit. And I was like, Garcelle. I wasn't thrilled about that, Garcelle. Like,
Yeah.
So anyway, and then Sutton says, being mean and bitchy as she is, she said, she missed the Caftan memo. Is she stupid?
Yeah.
It was right there. Sutton. So Sutton's leaving all these crumbs for us.
Yeah, she is.
So we know where Sutton's
And
going.
I knew, like, when she ordered the water, like, that was the start of it. Like, I'm not going to get alcohol.
Yeah.
Because it's going to start
And then
it off
Dorit
right
was like,
away.
oh, is that because of our tete-a-tete?
Tete-a-tete.
And she was like, is it okay for me to drink water?
And
Water.
Dorit says, are you in a mood?
Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
Sutton says, leave me alone. Leave me alone. I didn't even understand what she said 5 years ago. Let the mouse go. I'm not a mouse.
Let the
I don't
I
even
think
understand what that meant.
I think, did Sutton start as a friend of? I think she did when she was first on Beverly Hills.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
And Dorit, like, went at her about something, like, from the jump when she was first on. And
Oh,
I
I
remember
see.
she's like, let the mouse go. But, Sutton's just so emotional. I don't know.
And Dorit was like, I never know which Sutton I'm going to get, but now I know.
Yeah. I'm glad she
Now
said
I know.
that. Yeah.
So, of course, they go to sit down, and Sutton and Dorit are seated
That was a horrible.
completely across. Well, of course, you got to know.
I don't know why Jen did that. Because she did the seating.
Excuse me, she did the seating, but the producers were like, you must sit them right across from each other. If you're having a fight with someone, you're going to sit, if not
That's
on their
true.
lap, you're going to sit, like, right on top of them.
Yeah.
Oh, but I thought this was an interesting little piece of tidbit while they were talking.
Yeah.
Tilly was nominated for an Academy Award, which I had known.
Do you know what movie?
It was for, was it for Bound? No.
Okay.
No.
Was it The Getaway? Wasn't she in The Getaway
don't
with
know.
Alec Baldwin and
I don't know.
Kim Basinger? Okay, yeah, I got to look it up.
I'm not sure.
1995.
But I love that she said, Gregory Peck stepped on her train, and she's the only Chinese American sisters, her and her sister Meg Tilly,
Yeah.
who was in Agnes of God. That's what she was nominated
She was nominated,
for.
right.
And she said they're the only Chinese sisters to be nominated for Academy Awards. Now, my absolute favorite Erika Jayne moment is coming up right at this moment.
Okay,
So she was the
okay.
only Chinese sisters, and Erika from behind the sunglasses, slightly under her breath. You're Chinese. You're Chinese. Like, with that, you're Chinese. And then Garcelle's like, you are? And she's like, Yeah, and Tilly's like, I always wanted to be. Yeah, she's like, my father's Asian, but the way that Erika said it was just so like, you're Chinese. It was just so classic. And then she said, well, we always really wanted to be Native American because of the Cher song.
Yeah, right.
Gypsy. No, not Tramps and Thieves. Yeah,
Tramps and Thieves,
no,
right.
No. Half breed. Would love to hate the word half breed.
I love that song.
Oh, great one. So they love the song Half Breed. And she's like, wait a second. And then she blows it for everybody with the Cher. And she was like, Cher, but Cher's from the Valley.
And she's
she
Armenian.
She was like, she's Armenian. Sherilyn Sarkeesian from the Valley. and then Kathy chimes in, which is great, from behind her sunglasses. And she's like, boy, you really have a thing for the Valley, don't you? Like, you hate the Valley. Like, oh, my God. And Kyle, of course, lives in the Valley. And so does Dorit.
Okay.
Kathy.
So they are technically in the Valley. See, I don't know California.
Okay. But Kathy and they're practically neighbors, Kathy and Gentili. And Dorit's, of course, in the Valley, but they're not. They're in Bel Air.
Okay, they're in Bel Air.
Doesn't get any better than Bel Air in my eyes. It's just so fabulous. Yeah. But that was just so crazy. You're Chinese. You're Chinese.
You're Chinese.
Oh my God. Sharon Canadian from the Valley.
Oh, and then didn't Kathy have to throw in that she was Chinese from like BC?
Oh yeah, 3,000. It's like Kathy.
That was so funny.
Kathy, your blonde straight hair.
Okay, yeah, right.
Like what? And you really think you're of Asian descent, Kathy?
Okay, no.
I doubt it. Sutton asked for an ice cube in French.
I know. I didn't know she spoke French, actually.
I don't know.
Or maybe that's the only thing she knows how to say in French.
Come on. Like, now you're just trying to be like, do you know what she asked for? Poo-poos? What did she ask for? Pempe? I don't know what she was doing, but... So Sutton throws some shade at our friend Bose. Now there was just so much going on. And she's like,
I was confused by that.
Well, she said she was just throwing shade at her. Like she was just on the warpath. So she was like, so how many people do you have in you today? Meaning like, we don't know what Sutton's showing up. The evil twin or this Sutton.
But nobody knows Boz to have multiple personalities. So I don't know why she said that.
So basically Bose was just like, just one myself. I don't have voices talking to me, honey. How many do you have? Bo says, I'm even. I'm good.
I'm good.
All right. So Dorit says, so which person are you today?
Yeah.
Is that what you're referring to? Sutton, that's what you said, basically. Yeah. Sorry. I'm getting myself a little bit. And Erika chimes in like, we can't fight. The food's coming. We can't fight. The food is on its way. And Dorit says, you need to back off a little bit. You just need to back off of me. And Dorit says, I'm going to say something to you. Oh, no, Dorit. So now she says the whole thing to Dorit. Sorry, I'm getting myself all jumbled here today.
Well, there was a lot going on with this fight.
So so here's where it starts. She said, I came to your house. I came calm and in peace. You took my handbag. And Dorit's like, oh, how vicious of me.
I love Dorit.
I brought you champagne. I cut flowers, hydrangeas to be exact, from my garden, and I waited for you for 30 minutes, okay? And you put vodka in your Coca-Cola, and I thought that was interesting. So now she's literally been at home practicing.
Oh, she's been thinking about this.
She's been practicing this shit in front of the mirror, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, I get the watermelon drink, and you're like, you're asking if there's alcohol in it? That was such a jab after last year, what you did to me, insinuating I had an alcohol problem. I mean, Dorit is literally, not Dorit, Sutton. I feel like, did she have it, typed out on her hand?
She must have went over that 100 times that morning before she came.
And says, you picked on me, and you need to pick on someone else whose wallet fits. What?
It just came out of nowhere.
Whose wallet fits. So she's been dropping. He's been dropping her little crumbs the whole day about Dorit being cheap, Dorit being poor, Dorit not having as much money as her.
Right.
Dorit wants her
pretending
lifestyle.
to be somebody that
Dorit
she's not.
wants this. Dorit wants that. And now. So what does that have to do with it? And Garcelle's like, oh, damn.
Even Garcelle, she's like, oh, no. Okay.
Kyle's like, no, man. She can't believe it just came out of Sutton's mouth. That's embarrassing. Of course it's embarrassing. And Erika says, you think you're bigger than her? And Sutton says, I think my wallet is.
Now let's stop here for a second, real quick. Okay. Sutton, where did she get her money? From her husband.
Right.
Right? So she didn't make her wealth. Her
Correct.
husband made the wealth.
And
And
I'm
she's
sure his
sitting on
family
it.
made
And
the
she's
wealth.
getting $350K a month plus millions more from her
Unbelievable.
husband.
Exactly.
What did she do? Oh, she has her Sutton store? I don't know. I mean, this money came from her husband.
Exactly. It didn't come from anything that she did, or was she just the wife who supported him?
All right.
So he could be, please.
No.
It's so disgusting.
It is disgusting.
Sutton, that is the grossest thing you could say.
Yeah, it really
And then
is.
Bose is like, whoa. And they all look extremely uncomfortable. And then Dorit says, now we are seeing Sutton go where she's most comfortable and as low as you can go, possibly even lower.
Yeah.
Just because her ex-husband dropped a big pocketbook in her lap,
There we go.
she thinks it's license
Mhm.
for her to be a fucking cunt. She did it. She dropped the C-bomb. The only thing your big wallet has bought you is a horse and not a date.
Yeah.
Go Dorit.
I love Dorit.
I mean, that's
love
a
these.
verbatim what
Yeah,
she said.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, she dropped the C-bomb. Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Dorit is very good with the words and the comebacks. She's very good. So Dorit asked Sutton, did I call you a bitch? And Sutton says, no, I should have called you a fucking bitch. Woohoo.
A fucking bitch.
Jennifer says, which was so funny, a fucking bitch. Jennifer says, I don't want these girls to get in a caviar food fight. That would be messy and expensive.
Exactly. Too expensive.
This is where I love Jennifer's throwing in these little comical moments.
Oh, so funny.
Anyway, now this is where, okay, so Garcelle suggests Dorit, after all this, Dorit apologized for what she said to Sutton at the barbecue because she thinks this is where this is stemming from.
that.
And
She's
then,
like, I thought
Dorit trying to go along with it. Okay, Sutton, I apologize for what I said to you at the barbecue. And then Sutton goes, that's not sincere.
Ugh.
And then Dorit looks at Garcelle like,
Well,
what
there's
else do you
more.
want?
There's more. And then she said, stop picking on me. Pick on somebody else. And then Erika, back to the other thing. Erika was like, what does money have to do with it?
Yeah,
And Sutton said,
exactly.
It doesn't. I'm tired of it. So what? That was the only insult she could come up with?
I think that was all she had.
And then Sutton throws this one out. Let me make this very clear. Missy. Missy.
I love the Missy.
I left because my hostess didn't want me there, as I referred to in the beginning of our conversation. Dorit, did I call you a bitch? Did I call you a bitch? Sutton says, I should have called you a fucking bitch. Didn't you just say that?
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry. I have two brain cells and they're fighting. I have two brain cells and they're fighting. They're divorcing and they're hungry. And
it's worth a mention again because
yes.
this fight was
Sorry.
just so
oh my God.
vicious.
Sorry. That's me going backward.
No, it's okay. I jumped
Truth
ahead.
be told,
But
I had to run and grab a tissue
Oh,
in the
it's
middle.
okay.
So when you were talking and I came back and said, fucking bitch, that's what I was saying. So that was me. So where are
and
we?
that was when Jennifer said about the caviar food fight, and it would be
of
expensive
course,
and
of
messy,
course.
which was funny. But back to Garcelle kind of standing up for Sutton. I don't think she should have done that.
No, there's no defending.
There was no defending this.
No defending Sutton. And then Garcelle said it was
No.
a terrible joke.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know.
No, it was just what was good to see though is finally they switched seats. Like,
don't
let's
know.
get up and move. These two cannot be across from each other. And
Dorit
Jennifer actually on the side, she says she sympathizes with Dorit. Now, this is
Yeah.
Sutton's best friend. She sympathizes with Dorit.
Well, she doesn't get the shitty Sutton.
Yeah.
Jennifer.
Yeah,
Because
no, she never. Well, that's because
Jennifer
Jennifer's
has the money.
wealthy. Yes.
And by the way, Crystal Minkoff
Mm-hmm.
and who was it? And was it Crystal King and who was else?
Oh, it was Crystal and Jennifer. They were on Watch What Happens
Oh,
Live.
right.
Yeah,
And-
that was good. I saw it.
But
yeah.
Crystal said, do you think Dorit leads with her wallet or her money? And she goes, well, she's never been that way with me, but I have money. So
Yeah,
You know what I
exactly.
mean?
I
Like,
know.
And that's why Jennifer's never going to see it because she has
money too.
if not more.
Yeah, if not more. And you want
She
to
has
know
all that-
something?
think about the Simpsons money.
Well, I was going to say, speaking
never
of that,
ending.
I think that you see Jennifer, what a drastic difference. She's very appreciative of the money she got from her husband.
Right. And
Right?
Sutton's
And then
entitled
Sutton's like,
disgusting.
I have more than you from my husband. Give me a break.
So then Kyle pops in, right?
So
and
they
she
walk
says-
away, Kyle and Dorit, right?
Well, Kyle did pop in before they walked away. She
Yeah.
did chime in.
Yeah.
And said, what do you need from each other? And Sutton said,
Yeah.
she has nothing to give me. I promise you that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get up and go and walk.
Yeah.
And say, but I think that was Kyle's little attempt at, and then she said, switch seats with me. Remember? When
Yes, that
so
was
I think
good.
that was
yeah.
Kyle's attempt at trying to be like
Let's
supportive to
defuse
Dorit.
this, and then I'm
And-
going to support Dorit. Yeah.
Right, after the whole,
Yeah. Well, and it is, again, very nice to see Kyle and Dorit in this better place.
It
You
is-
know,
and it's
they're
funny.
mending now, which is nice.
But wait, I thought it was funny that Faye Resnick pipes up from the end next to Kathy.
Yeah,
and
you
she's
almost
like,
forgot she was there.
That was funny. And she's like, look, I think I drink as much as you, and nobody wants to be put in a box because of it. Like,
No.
no judgment, and just enjoy our lives. And I was like, Faye's cool. Like, Faye,
Yeah.
like, I drink like you do. You drink. We all drink. Like,
Yeah.
can we just, like, stop?
But Kyle does bring up a good point about Sutton. She understands Sutton more now going on that Augusta trip because Sutton's father self-medicated with pills and alcohol. So maybe this is why it hit such a nerve
Right.
with Sutton. But it doesn't give her any excuse
Oh,
to talk this way or behave this
to
way.
come off like such a horrible.
No, like a horrible, vicious, vile human being.
Disgusting.
It really is disgusting.
You know what I think should happen? I think Sutton, if her wallet is that big, she should write at least Dorit a check for her house.
Yeah, right?
Write her a check and give her the purse.
Give her the purse. She wanted that purse so badly at the barbecue.
on.
She should just say, this is my peace offering. Here is my Birkin.
Exactly.
But-
Now, Dorit says, though, to Kyle, Dorit says when she balances her meds, she can come see me.
Yeah, I agree.
Period.
I think Sutton is on
She's
meds.
gross, and I'm so over this woman. I just want to go home and leave this miserable bitch to enjoy her big wallet.
But I will, exactly.
That's great.
You know what, though? I think Dorit handled that fight very well.
She did.
Dorit keeps her composure.
Cool. She really
She
does.
could have
I don't-
crumbled. She could have walked away and started crying like Sutton does.
Excuse me. She could have done. She could.
She's a strong woman.
She could have pulled a Rinna when she was talking. Remember
Yeah.
when she said, "Let's talk about your husband." Kim Richards says, "You want to talk about that?" When they
Yeah.
were like in Switzerland or whatever.
Oh,
And
yeah.
she broke the glass and went for her
and went
throat.
crazy. Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
No, Dorit keeps it together. She's good with the comebacks. She always
And
has
by the
been.
way, she was taking it.
Yeah,
too. Like
she was
Sutton
taking
giving
it.
it to her.
Well, and Dorit also said to Kyle, I could have eviscerated her. Now I want Dorit to eviscerate her.
Yes,
It's either going to happen in coming up episodes or it's going to happen at the reunion. I can't wait.
So basically,
So I don't think
that's
I
that.
think Sutton can't go toe to toe with Dorit.
No.
Dorit is one of those
Sutton is
housewives.
way too
there's
emotional.
some good. Yeah, she's too emotional. Like there's some housewives. I was thinking about this that are really good with that. Dorit is one of them. Bethany was very good with that. I mean, she's not a housewife. Paige is very good.
Yeah, yeah.
There are some good people that are really good with those comebacks.
They know how to-
You don't want to go at them.
Yeah, you
No.
they talk in sound bites.
Yeah, they do, and they do it very well. Even Tamra, they're all good like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So you got to be careful.
They're scrappy.
Yeah, they're
It's called-
scrappy.
It's called scrappy.
So I would say Dorit is scrappy. Yeah,
Dorit- but
scrappy
Dorit-
in a classy way.
classy, and she keeps it cool, and that drives Sutton even more crazy.
I know.
Because Sutton's so emotional and ready to pop off at any given second.
Yeah, she's
And
so
Dorit's just like,
emotional.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
that's interesting. Let me know when you're done, Sutton.
I think so.
You know, that's what she said. So now we leave that, thank God, and we go to Maurice kissing a woman at the airport.
Well, we
And
knew this was coming because remember months and months and months ago, you and I talked about it as one of the hot topics. I think it was
Yes.
last summer.
it was the summer.
Yeah.
It was definitely in the summer.
It was in the summer. So we knew this was going to be incorporated into the show. So no one was surprised about this. But here's the question. Who called the paparazzi? Because they're saying nobody would be in that little airport in Greece unless there was a tip off.
And then Sutton was like, he called them. Mo planted that so that they could have some kind of War of the Roses.
I don't think
What
Mo
are you
would do
talking
that.
about, Sutton? Not everybody has to have a War of the Roses. Like clearly, like
No.
yours was.
Somebody else called the paparazzi about that. Maybe
don't
it was
know.
the
Maybe
girlfriend.
the girl.
Yeah, I don't think Mo would do it because him and Kyle get along
I don't
very
think so.
well.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I just don't feel like that was
Sutton's a
it.
complete idiot.
But Erika was she calls Kyle and she was wondering, how did the paparazzi know? All the ladies are suspicious. And yeah, they all seem to think, or Sutton definitely seems to
Well,
think,
she
and maybe
says
Garcelle
Mo
seems to
didn't do
think
it on
that Mo
purpose.
planted it.
Kyle said Mo didn't do this.
I
on
agree with
purpose.
Kyle. I don't think that Mo planted this.
I don't think so.
No.
And the fact that his name is Mo, Larry,
Mo could have mentioned
Mo,
this to.
and Curly,
Yeah, but-
the three stooges.
That's right.
He's a stooge at the end of the day.
Maybe
Like,
one of
he's
the
a
other
big
three is
dum-dum who just wants
PK.
to like smoke his weed and just like be left alone. Like I
Yeah.
don't think he's that kind of person.
No, he doesn't
I
seem
just
like that
don't.
kind of person. He isn't a paparazzi guy. PK would maybe do something like that. Not
Exactly.
Mo.
Very good call.
Yeah.
PK, I could see.
I could see that, but not Mo. I don't think
No.
so.
Why? Why would he do it? Doesn't
No,
make sense.
no. So
So we had an extra long episode here today, but it was worth
it was
There
a good one. It was a pivotal one.
It was chock full,
Yeah, it was.
and I'm so glad it was chock full of not Kyle and Dorit fighting.
Thank God.
But Sutton, it's time to reevaluate your life.
Sutton's out of her
Sutton.
league, man.
It's time to reevaluate. You can go cry into your wallet. No one cares. You're not prettier standing on your wallet. You're not
No.
better than anybody standing on your wallet.
No.
Sutton,
No.
go away.
Yeah.
Go away.
Yeah.
And fix yourself.
Yeah.
Because that was disgusting.
You know, one final comment.
Disgusting.
Garcelle isn't rolling in dough. So wasn't that
Exactly.
like she's not like that with Garcelle.
Well, she better watch out. Garcelle
She's
better-
gonna want like is Garcelle gonna
it's
kind
only-
of see this is the kind of friends I
It's
have?
only a matter of time before she turns on you, Garcelle.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm telling
As
you,
long as you
Garcelle
stay-
works really hard for her money.
As long as you stay on her good side, she'll be fine. But if you don't, you're going to get thrown out for not having the right caviar and not having a proper bank account.
Yeah, exactly.
Bye.
Bye, Sutton.
Bye, Sutton. Go back to Reba. See ya.
Go back to Augusta.
Go back to the lost episode.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Well, Beverly Hills is officially done, but we're getting to the end. So
We are. I mean, the reunion was just filmed, so
yeah, the reunion. So it'll be sooner than
I can't
than
wait
later.
for that reunion. I'm excited.
So much, so little,
So much.
so little time.
So much.
All right, we will see you next time
Yes.
in Beverly Hills. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.